Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Fabfast time traveling Fab here with a little introduction to the video you're about to watch. And yes, it is Fabfast, and I am sober as a judge. Well, judges weren't supposed to be sober, but anyway. So this video was filmed on the Georgia Indictment Day, August last year sometime. It is now 2024. It was filmed in 2023. The reason that these videos are starting to appear out of order is because I have decided to start editing the videos that are easier to edit with the non-copyrighted music in the background. Just to keep you up to speed, the Georgia indictment is like a little shaky at the moment because Fawny Willis was discovered to have been having a relationship with her prosecutor, Nathan Wade, which is all bullshit, really. There's nothing going on there, but it's poignant because the hearing for that is actually happening today. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. Oh yeah, one thing I did want to point out is that there's obviously a lot of videos up on the internet of people transforming Transformers, but I reckon that it's not the first time they've done it. Whereas on my videos, it is the first time I've done it. So give me a little bit of patience as I through it. It's all fun. Cheers, friends. See you on the other side. Yo, a little bit sick today. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Booze and Blots, the first episode that I've ever filmed at this hour of the day. But there's a reason for it. I've got to go off and watch the Rings of Power marathon at my friend Bev's house with my girlfriend. I never said my girlfriend Mick and my lovely mate, Scottish mate Belinda. Other way around, obviously. Why am I doing it today? Why aren't I just waiting and doing it another day? Well, it's because there's news. Isn't there always news? No, well, I mean, it looks like we are turning into the Booze and Bots and Trump indictment show. But literally, as I speak, well, literally seconds before I spoke, indictment number 4 drops. And this is the big one, the sprawling, racketeering, Georgia-ing one. Brought by Fawny Willis. They stayed late into the evening for the grand jury to vote, and vote they did, and came back with something ridiculous like 40 co-conspirators or something. All of the players, all named in this one because they know this one's going to take a while. So you got Trump, you got Giuliani, you got Sidney Powell, you got Mark Meadows, you got Cheeseborough, Jen Ellis, a whole bunch of fake electors. You know, this one was the big one. This is the RICO, the racketeering indictment. So here I am, trying to smash out Booze and Bots before I smash out many hours of watching television. And I'm waiting for the Flick Pest dudes to call me. So if I get a phone call halfway through this, that's what that is. Anyway, this show's about Transformers. So we will open some, but it's being filmed on a day of history. In America, the 14th, here, the 15th of August, indictment number 4. And I'm not theming it on anything, because I'm sick of that. Sick of doing that. So it's not, we're going to have some... These beers have been known to pop a little top, but not this time, it appears. I'm just going through some stuff. Going through some motions. And the first thing that we're going to look at today... Oh, new t-shirt, by the way. The first thing we're going to look at today, as promised, but not in the tropical surroundings that I thought we would be looking at it in sunny Melbourne. Beachcomber. Been hanging to open this guy for a long time. Yes, I did promise that I would open him next to a lagoon. Beachcomber, being a character that's his pivotal episode in G1 was the Golden Lagoon, which was a story about a golden lagoon, believe it or not, that Beachcomber discovered. And the lagoon was really a lagoon of electrum, which made Transformers impervious to being damaged. So we had a bunch of golden Transformers running around for the whole episode. They'd jump in and they'd cover themselves in the golden electrum. Then they would be able to get shot by each other. The Decepticons did do that. There's a great scene where Megatron actually tested it out on Starscream. No, Megatron, what are you doing? And then he was fine. So that was all good. I probably will cough from time to time because I'm a bit sick. Anyway, Beachcomber. The peace-loving Elvis Dune buggy, basically is what he is, was at the lagoon. All the animals came and sat on his shoulder and, you know, he was having a great time, laughing with the animals. Surprised they didn't dress him for a wedding or something, a la Beauty and the Beast or Snow White. Once both sides had discovered the Electrum and covered themselves in Electron, they blew the place to hell, basically, because there was a big fight where they just couldn't hurt each other. The Electrum did wear off eventually. The Electrum did wear off eventually. They had to recoat themselves in more, but in the process of trying to fight over this lagoon of immortality, they completely destroyed the place. And there was a famous scene at the end of the episode where Beachcomber's sitting there in a desolated environment, thinking, we won all right. Anyway, I was very excited when I saw this character released. I paid $40 for him because I was paranoid about missing him because of my Amazon paranoia. We will get into that a little bit later again. Oh, hang on, first of all, this is a shelf swap. And it's quite a shelf swap because it's a classic core class or legends class into deluxe class. I did dig this Beachcomber. I thought he was cool. He's the right scale. You know, all of the mini bots that they're creating into deluxe molds now are still a little bit smaller. Like the first one we got was Warpath, and he's a lot smaller than a normal deluxe. I can show you. So here we got Sideswipe, who's a normal size deluxe, and then you got Warpath, who as you can see is quite a bit smaller. And when we first got Warpath, because I replaced him with another Warpath, I don't know where that Warpath has ended up. We're not talking about Warpath. Oh man, we're not doing that. But maybe we will just for a second. So once again, as you can see, this is the deluxe class Warpath from the Generations toy line. And then this is the deluxe class version from Kingdom. And he did seem small, but it makes sense really when you think about it, because of our other mini bots so far, we have Cosmos, who is a mini bot. And I'll grab Pipes as well, who is also a mini bot. Sorry, not Pipes, Huffer. So you can see the scale is right there. So my point being is that we're replacing a core class figure with a deluxe class figure, but in the scale of a mini bots. So it's a mini bot deluxe class figure. I'm just looking around for that Jazz that I had a while ago, because I was all paranoid about his paint job. And I just realised he might just be sitting somewhere getting scratched to the shite house. But as luck would have it, I can't even find him right now, which means he probably is exactly in that place that I wouldn't want him to be, which is getting destroyed somewhere. Anyway, thank God for editing, hey? So, Beachcomber. There is the buggy that he turns into. Why have I got this out? A premature piece of art on the front there. Here's a Dune buggy. There he is, with his Elvis haircut and big sunglasses. Legacy Evolution, spine, and yes, on the back there, he is transforming in 11 steps. And even looking at him there, I mean, if you look at that, and then I held up this guy, you'd go, that's probably the same guy. There's some differences. Obviously, it is the same character, but I was saying you might almost think he was actually the same. So they've done a pretty good job, I think, in the upscaling of this character. Paper, bits of paper, glue. There he is. Pretty cool. I'm happy with this guy. Like, I kind of knew I would be. Looking forward to him for a while when he was released. Because it's always fun to upgrade the mini bots, which is what I am doing right now. That fella's very excited about it, apparently. So I feel like this guy, now that I've put all... Hold, please. Yeah, now that I've put him all away, I would like to get him out again because I feel like he's smaller still. Smaller still. If that's even possible. So here is Beachcomber. Little Beachcomber, who is bigger than tiny Beachcomber. But then if we get Warpath back out... Yeah, so, I mean... And Cosmos thing. Cosmos is a stumpy boy, though. He's always been a bit of a stumpy boy, so he's... I mean, they're all roughly the same, aren't they, kinda? He is a bit smaller, like a big, middle... Smallest. Sorry. A bit all over the place today. It's daylight. I shouldn't be doing this during the day. I've only done this once during the day, and that was the very first filming session when I was making the soup. Once again, he's looking over there for some reason. And we have 11 steps to turn him from guy to car. There is also I mean, you'll notice that it does say Beachcomber and Paradise Parakeet. Because of that Blue Lagoon episode, when a parakeet came and sat on his shoulder. This Paradise Parakeet is now extinct, I believe. So that won't make him very happy. We won, alright. Gotta be careful not to lose this thing. It's gonna be very friggin' small. I knew it. Look at that. Man, that is ridiculous. It's all bendy rubber. You can even see it. The tiniest bird ever. And then... quite a strange gun. Almost looks like it's broken. Is it? No, I guess that's it. I mean, he is a fun, peace-loving individual. But that is a weird-looking gun. So I'm not sure how the parakeet plugs in. Yeah, okay. There's a little hollow section there, and then a little plug just there, and we plug our parakeet on like that. Aww, look at that. Isn't that pointless? I mean, I guess he's such a small character. And I feel like he's not that articulated just from touching him for a few seconds. I mean, you get an inward foot bend, and then a knee, an upper thigh swivel, and then a kick. You know, he's on a hinge joint, I don't know what you want to call that, some kind of joint at the hip. You can swivel his waist, but this section, this rail thing does stop him. Oh, no, I lied. Just sitting in a funny way. Arms go out and around, and then we bend here, and the wrist does turn as well. I'm surprised about that because I thought it was going to be part of this molded plastic section here. Man, I've put the parrot down already. I'll lose it. So a pretty basic figure, just a Mini Bot Deluxe, spinny wheels. Mini Bot Deluxe. It's a new category. A nice simple paint job. Look. See, I was supposed to be doing this with a cocktail in my hand or something. It would have made him way more exciting, I think. But yeah, if you look at the front here, this Beachcomber's back is more detailed than this one. See, there's a painted silver on this little guy. And then if you look at the front, I mean, no Autobot symbol on him. He's just got a round red circle that you could almost think is an Autobot symbol, but it's not. A similar kind of piston-y engine, hot rod engine, whatever that is. I like this guy. They've done well with him. Little colours there. And then you've got the same shapes, but a bit more detailed there. I did have another version of this guy once. When I first tried to order a Beachcomber, I ordered a Revenge of the Fallen Beachcomber when I was just trying to make my collection have characters in it that looked roughly correct. And it turned up, I've told this story before, and it was actually the Legends class Beachcomber, which is smaller than this guy still. I said, what? I'm not interested in this, what is this? And the guy's like, oh, I sent it back then, and I was like, you sent me the wrong goddamn thing. So I ended up just keeping it. Worked well for a while. I think it was probably my first Legends class character. And then I decided to buy some more later because the scales all, you know, did work out eventually. But then I gave it to my friend, Theo, my young friend. Loved it for a while, I think. And I've been buying him Transformers ever since, really. But I think it's his birthday coming up soon. I gave it to him, and then a couple of years later I saw his younger sister sucking on it. And I was like, oh, that wasn't really part of the plan. You're supposed to love this thing forever. It was missing an arm or something. Oh well, I guess you can't choose what people do with your gifts when you give them to children. I mean, none of my Transformers from my childhood got sucked on. 11 steps. I can already see, I think, is this going to fold out? Is there a hinge here? Yeah. So that flaps out there, so that's how the leg's going to fold in, which is a classic style of leg transformation. Should I even look at the instructions? They've steered me wrong in the past. So the first step seems to be to fold the legs up or down or something. Ah, there you go. That's a bit scary. It's a very tight foot. Oh, just a little pinch there. Step 2, as I almost suspected, is to fold these out. Step 3, raise the bar. Step 4, snap the legs together. And make sure that these pinch together too, which it says to make sure that you do, which rhymes. Oh, there we go. So we got that happening. See the front of the car already happening. I'm guessing at some point we're going to fold that over. Ooh. Step 6, let's make him taller. Oh, look at that. And then 7, we fold these over. Somehow. Here we go. That was step 6, by the way. So by now his arms should be doing this, which I guess they would have been if I hadn't formed him a little bit. Step 7, bring these sections together. And then we're pushing the seats down, which isn't really a step. I mean, you can kind of see what's happening here. Do I have to keep going? Let's close those. Let's bring these arms in. I said, let's bring these arms in. Urgh. And there you have it. Kind of pus, really. I feel like, oh, these hands aren't around properly. Is that really what this side's supposed to look like? It is. So, needless to say, see, this is why I don't always transform things, because the results can be a bit disappointing. What do you think of that, eh? You know, for a deluxe class, could have had some like silver on the headlights, or it's just a weird blue brick. Look, he's almost transformed now. Now I have to untransform him and put him back on the shelf. Oh, look, done. Alright, what are we doing? Unplug the arms. Unplug these. Unfold the flap flaps. Someone's going crazy on my phone. Probably someone getting all excited about the indictment. Close those again. Fold that out. Back down. Oh, look at that. Didn't notice that. You extend him, but his head disappears. Feet back around. There you go. Back to normal. Whew, that was fun. Gun. Parakeet, I guess. Where else am I going to keep it? Deluxe class Beachcomber, coming to you live from Vanuatu on indictment before day. So there we go. Thank you, Beachcomber, for playing. It has been a great time. Beachcomber was also part of the... Were you? I think he was Thrilling 30. So he could have been Combiner Wars or Titan's Return, or even Power of the Primes. I should have checked that. But definitely in that 4-year period. And a worthy... Oh, look at that. What symbol on his... Oh, got a little symbol on his legs for when he becomes a Jeep. But, you know, probably better on his chest. He looks cool. He'll look cool on the shelf. I'll pose him up nicely. Well, really, he shouldn't even have... His gun should be down because he's a pacifist. There we go. That looks alright. Thanks for playing, Beachcomber. On the shelf. Series 2, by the way. Put him over here next to Skids. And... Warpath. And I'll put him somewhere else. So now we get into a little bit of excitement, but also a little bit of gripe mode. Because we're going to open Transformers Evolution Voyager class Tarn. Now, who is Tarn? Tarn is a character that was from the 2005 run of the IDW comics. He had a rather long and convoluted history. Went by various other names and ended up going through the process of impurata, which is when someone who they believe shouldn't be heard or respected anymore, they take their heads and their hands away and replace them with Shockwave. No, they didn't replace him with Shockwave. But Shockwave went through Impurata. That's how he ended up with his cold, calculating head and claws. But Tarn was the leader of eventually he was the leader of the Decepticon Justice Division, who was a group of Decepticons that went around punishing other Decepticons for not being Decepticon enough. I mean, I guess you could almost think of him as, I mean, if the MAGA Republicans are going around killing the rhinos, the Republicans in name only, it's kind of like that, except that, I mean, which is basically true. You know, Megatron was trying to sort of like be a bit more understanding of his role in the universe, to the point where the Decepticon Justice Division were all hunting him at one point as well, just going, Megatron, you're not Megatron enough. And I can't imagine that ever happening with Trump. But a famous character, here is More Than Meets the Eye Volume 2, and that is Tarn, in a story where he really came to light, which was Who's Afraid of the DJD, which is where the DJD went around and tortured a bunch of Decepticons in brutal ways. And this guy was sitting on Amazon for, just picked up the box and you'll see why in a minute. This guy was sitting on Amazon for a while, and I think I saw him in a few shops in Australia. It was like $55, $60. But at the time, I hadn't quite learnt the fear of things disappearing, and I wouldn't have thought it would happen to a Voyager. But then it did. It just vanished off Amazon. And then it went up to like $200 around the internet and stuff, and it's like, what? It was only available, it was like, this is this year. He was released this year. The first wave of the Transformers Evolution Voyager classes. So it did seem a bit strange, and I started freaking out. And I went to where my friends at AliExpress, who I don't think I'll ever use again. I'm just going to be on top of things from now on. I've had a colourful experience with AliExpress. It's the Chinese Amazon, basically. But anyway, this is what they sent me. A dinged up box, smashed. They love to wrap things in plastic, in bubble wrap. The cats were very happy. I have an inkling that this guy is not brand new. I don't know if you can see it there, but there's a cable tie holding him in. He's already kind of like not in his box properly. Once we open it, a weapon's gonna fall out. See? And I think that's his hand. I don't know what that is actually. I don't know if this is brand new or not. They didn't say it wasn't, but I have an inkling that it was. And considering I paid like $80 for this and then $20 shipping, so it's like $100. I'm glad I got the character, but I feel like I'm going to contact them and say, excuse me, is your product brand new? You never said it wasn't. And I'll probably get radio silence, and then I might get onto PayPal saying these guys are dicks, and then I might end up getting my money back for this, I think. I don't think they were honest. I'll ask them for a discount first, and if they say no, and I don't know. Anyway, I'll keep you posted on this one. But here is Tarn. A Legacy Evolution box. Cool picture. Famous for his Decepticon mask face, because as I said, they ripped his head off, and he's just gone for that instead. He did pop up in some earlier comics as other characters. I think it was called Guzzle at one point, and Dave, something starting with D. I didn't really do the right research. I was going to do this last night, and I started feeling sick, so I didn't. And I was also aware that I was waiting on a Trump indictment. It was imminent, so I was going to do like an imminent Trump indictment. But then thinking I'd have to do it again today, and then I have to wait for the indictment today, and so, you know, maybe I'm not as prepared as I should be. But the good news is that this is a new fellow. He's not a shelf swap, but he's also not a shelf, because he's from the IDW comics, so if I ever have my IDW comics shelf, that's where he will end up. Yeah, it's funny, I'm trying to be careful not to destroy the box, but it's already like completely destroyed. Yeah, I gotta say, China, you gotta do better than that. So yeah, there's where the gun fell out. I mean, it's almost fitting that he's all chonked up in his cable ties and whatever, but I think I am going to be asking some serious questions about this. Having said that, it's the only way I could have ended up picking him up. Oh, and by the way, no instructions. So we'll have to wait for Bludgeon. Bludgeon's a re-deco of this guy, which is probably a good thing, because it means that I don't have to transform him today. I actually do really need these this time. Yeah, see, they don't do that. That's not how they do things. They're usually tied in a nicer way than that. But yeah, I don't know if, like, there's no way on Amazon Express that actually explains if things are new or not. I don't know. I'm very excited that I got him. It's a shame he cost so much. I was watching a video the other day that said that he's like their people's biggest regrets, because he's just kind of tall and lanky and thin, and I don't even know what this bit does. What is this? Where does it go? It must plug on his back or something. In tank mode, because he does turn into a tank. That's what he turns into. A gnarly looking tank. And then I guess, these are his guns. They could also plug in here. So what do we know about this abomination in more ways than one? He's got a very loose foot swivel thing. He rotates at the top of the leg. And he has a knee bend. He has a not very successful wrist swivel because this catches on the edge of his hip when he turns, so he can sort of only turn that far. He's got a wrist swivel, an arm swivel in many ways. And I think some people were saying that when you raise his arm up like that, you can't. I don't know what they were saying. No, shut up. Doesn't seem to be applying to this. What you can't, yeah, I don't know, whatever. So, yeah, he doesn't, I can sort of see some people's complaints. He's a bit back heavy. My one's probably a bit floppier than the rest because it's not brand new. Fuck you. AliExpress. Alizon. These are the giant cannons that he comes with. There are 2 of them. There we go. Let's store them here and here, I guess. He's cool. You can't say he's not cool. That was a bit weird. I'll put him back here. I don't know why for now. He should have a gun, but maybe for now I'll just put them down here, where they're going to end up in his tank mode, I think. Like, that's going to be the tank turret. See, look, that is a cool character. Well, maybe one of the reasons he disappeared so quickly is because no one knew who he was. It's got nice paint decos, purple and dark grey, and this cool Decepticon face mask. But yeah, no instructions, like that's... It almost fills me with rage. I could say, excuse me, thing you sent me was brand new, didn't have any instructions. What the fuck, people, what the fuck? It's not the way the world's supposed to be. Only in China, I guess. So it wasn't that exciting. Moral of the story, be prepared. Pre-order everything, which I have now. As soon as something comes up, bam, pre-order. You can always cancel it. That's my new motto. Order everything and cancel later. Order everything and let your wallet sort it out. Anyway, thanks Tarn. Thanks for playing. I suppose you could also do that. Which is, yeah. So while we're lurking around in the depths of obscurity, we will go even more obscure. Actually, no, you can't really get more obscure than old Tarn here. But I'm going to have a tequila, which is kind of ridiculous because it's 12 past 2 in the afternoon. And really, I did just want to document this time, but also wanted to open these guys up. But this probably won't be the most interesting episode of Brews and Bots ever. Having said that, Tarn and the next 2 characters that I am opening, technically, are all brand new characters that I've never opened before. And I think you will call me a massive liar when I present the next offering. So I better prepare myself mentally and intoxicatedly, anti-soberly, it's not a word. Prepare myself mentally and emotionally for your disdain. We'll go chronologically. Who is this? It looks like a blue blaster to me, but if you notice, it will say, and does say, twin cast and rewind. Now, is this just a redeco of, actually a reteco, because he does have a different head? Is it a reteco of Blaster? Well, technically yes. Why twin cast? Why did I buy this guy? Why did I pay $58 to get him from Amazon one lovely night when we had the heater going and there was a candle and we'd come back from Mango and the kittens were with us and we were listening to some ABC classic. Oh, it was a real winter treat, and I thought I better order twin cast because I was in a good mood. And, you know, as I said, the fear of, maybe that's the moral of this story, the fear of missing out, FOMO. When I saw that they were releasing a twin cast, I thought, that's cool. I was also like a bit, whatever, I probably won't get him. But as time went on, I started thinking, he means something to me because he's a character from the Headmasters. See, this is Blaster, but it's a rebuilt Blaster. The story goes that in the Headmasters cartoon, and this is not like the Headmasters season 4 American thing, this is the legendary, awesome Japanese 52 episode series, which is great, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, watch it, it's an amazing series. All sorts of characters that you never saw on got fleshed out in the American TV series that there were toys for, got their time in Headmasters. So there was a great battle. Who do you reckon Blaster would have had a great battle with? His nemesis, Soundwave. And I just realised that I did just buy a Blaster, another Blaster and another Soundwave, didn't I? So it's been a bit of a Blastery, Soundwavey kind of year, months, couple of episodes. So you probably really do have a reason to hate me. The Blaster and Soundwave fought in an episode called Battle for Planet Master, and they both died. Soundwave exploded in an explosion of heads and arms, and Blaster died in Optimus Prime's arms, or Rodimus's arms, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Optimus Prime, because he was still alive at the time. And it was a miserable time, really. You know, these two characters, I mean, somehow Optimus was still alive, although he did die in the series eventually. But, you know, like, this was the first time that we'd seen someone actually die on a TV show of the Transformers. And then a couple of episodes later, there was this episode called The Great Cassette Operation, where, I mean, it was obviously set up so that we could resurrect our beloved characters. There was a scene where the cassettes were sitting around, so Rewind and Eject and Ramhorn and Steeljaw, and Daniel was there as well. And they were like all just sitting there at a table, and they're all miserable. And one of the headmasters, I can't remember if it was Chromedome or Hardhead's like, what's wrong with you? Fucking cheer up. And they're like, you know, they tried to order them to go do a mission, and they all kind of got up and were like, oh, we can't. We're too sad. Because Blaster's dead. You know, it's like their dad being dead, basically. Not Daniel, because, you know, but the cassettes, that he was kind of like their god, leader, person, yeah, well, leader. And Optimus is like, fear not, I have a plan to rebuild Blaster. And they went, oh, you're going to rebuild Blaster? That's cool. Now, it's worth pointing out at this point that Blaster had been referred to as Billy for some reason in the show, which I guess makes it even harder to lose a character called Billy. You can't lose a Billy, everyone loves a good Billy. But when they rebuilt him, they changed him into Twincast. Now, this paint deco is not to be confused with the original toy that was Blaster before he was sent out into the world as an Autobot. You know, back in the Micro Change, I think he came from the Micro Change line because he was actually an object. So like all the things that were objects like Perceptor, Blaster, Soundwave, what else turned into things? Anyway, definitely those three. So this is Blaster reformatted into Twincast. And at the end of the episode, there's this section where Daniel's like, oh, good to have you back, Blaster. And he just goes, no, not to Blaster, Twincast. And because of that story, and because I love the Headmaster series so much, and because I was scared that this guy would never actually turn up at a reasonable price, I did buy him. And that is the story of Twincast. There is Twincast. There he is, as a blue boombox. There he is, as Twincast. There is the Legacy Evolution spine. There is the rear. Oh, and he does come with Rewind, not Eject. And yes, once again, they are stupid, translucent, coloured things. Although, they don't look like they are there, so maybe, hopefully they're not. 20 steps to turn him into this boombox. Boomoo box. Now, it's going to feel lovely to open up a lovely, fresh, Voyager-sized Transformer. Look, I mean, we didn't get that. Come on, what are you doing, whoever you are? Mr. Ali, Prince Ali. Looking the other way. Only just though. Like that, not on this angle. He's on the front angle, going. And our documents, which we are allowed to have. Yeah, it's gonna be great. when they said it best on Midas Touch, I guess. This year is the year of indictments, next year is the year of trials. It's the way it's going to be. We are getting towards the end of this year. It is now nearly midway through August. Yep, definitely translucent black plastico. We're going to hear a sad story about this guy later on. Vinderkaste! He is very striking in his blue and yellow. We compare him to our blaster here. You can see they are the same with different heads. They tell me they have different heads. Oh yeah, this guy's got a slightly bigger butt chin, not a butt chin, adjusted chin, and a bit of a wry look on his face. Can you even see that? Serious? Smirking. Headmaster shelf. Japanese headmaster shelf. Doesn't really exist yet, but I am hoping to put together a Japanese Transformers shelf. And if I ever manage to pick up the HasLab Star Saber, then I will be able to do that, and that will be very fun. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, exactly the same, different paint colors. Weapon news! And the gun is the same as well, slightly different color. So this is a more grey color, and the other one's just black. Well, there's a charcoal. This is charcoal black, and that is midnight black or jet black. I guess to go with his blackness here. Oh no, well, they're black on Blaster too. And our friend. Now this is actually a little bit exciting. So even though Blaster is not a shelf swap, and really neither is this guy, but he kind of is. This is, I can't remember, again, one of the Power of the Prime's versions of this character, who's going to be way too big. But I guess seeing we were doing this, oh yeah, I said I was going to do that, didn't I? So now, I have 2 Beachcombers, 1 Tarn. 1 Tarn Rodeo, okay, shut up. And yeah, this guy is obviously, sorry, just folding the legs down. Arms fold out like that. Head is probably hiding somewhere at the back there, which it is, and it's impossible to get out. Now when I first saw this fellow, obviously turn his legs around, and there you have a very screen accurate, not really, and I wish he wasn't so transparently interesting, tiny little rewind. And this guy was on my Legion class shelf over there because he didn't quite work out. Although what are we doing with Soundwave at the moment? He has an interesting tale of things. So this is Studio Series Rumble. And maybe they'll redeco him. I mean, they've given him these little guns here that Eject doesn't have. But he's basically the same mold, just with these giant pile drivers. So it does make him relevant. And then if you want to see a more Origin style tape, this is a knockoff Masterpiece Rumble. No, Frenzy, because he's red. Ugh, don't even get me started. We'll talk about that another day. But here's a series of tapes. And yeah, so you can see why maybe this guy was not on the shelf. But now, for the first time, Blaster is going to have Eject and Rewind. Albeit, they look like candy. Because they've both got the Energon infused nonsense crap. That all Legacy Transformers came with something shiny and clear because it was infused with Energon. But when it really comes down to it, these are the guys on the shelf now. And I have a feeling that eventually they will all get swapped out, although I think Rumble is here to stay. They have released a Frenzy. It hasn't popped up yet on any sites for me to purchase. And I don't know if he's going to... He'll come with pile drivers, I guess. It'll just be a redeco of Rumble here. But very exciting to be able to put Blaster's 2 tapes in scale together next to him for the first time ever. Sorry, I didn't finish transforming this guy. He's got these giant hands that he shouldn't have at the moment. They should be around that way. They look much more like hands, don't they? Where are his hands? What a stupid... Nope, nope. Right, so now that we've got through that, and because we didn't transform Blaster, let's transform Twincast in 20 steps, apparently. I love this. One of these things is, look, if you bend his arm and point it there, and he presses his own button, then his thing opens, and out shoots a cassette. What is this, Johnny 5? Pretty sure that I would still have to press the button. There you go, see? Apparently he can do it. Press the button, Blaster! No, a bit of Twindercaster. Sorry, I got it wrong. Alright, fine. Here we go. Step 1, fold out this. Winning so far. Step 2, head down. Step 2, head down. Oh no. Step 3, close this. 17 steps to go, people. Step 4, arms out. Step 5, rotate arms. I don't know why. Doesn't look like they need to. Because step 6 is fold these arms, his hands in. What? Oh, hang on. I was wrong. They don't fold in, so we do have to rotate them. There you go. Then we fold these up. What? Step 6. Do this. Like that, see? Here's tight. Good and tight. Good and tough. And then we fold the arms down. Which I feel like I must have twisted the arms in the right way. Somehow this is supposed to be here, which would mean that was supposed to be there, and then that would go like that. So at some point in twisting and turning my arms, I did not twist and turn them correctly, but now they have ended up like that. Ooh. Then we get to spin these around. Look at that! I feel like, I mean, isn't that more of a speaker? I don't know, anyway. That's a step, apparently. Then the feet fold up into these well-prepared holes. Turn the waist. We have flaps on the feet that fold outwards somehow. Which way? Or upwards? No, it says inwards. Oh, I don't like that. There's a pinch there. How does that even... Oh, I guess that means these are going to fold out. So there you go. Fold those in, or inwards. Yep. Then these sections here, these flaps, will fold up. Like so. And then we rotate the legs around like that. And lift the groin, the skirt flap groin of Doom. Oh, close that. Oh, it's pressing the buttons, look. Up. That's step 15, by the way. 5 steps away from glory. Then somehow, according to the picture, you just fold that up, like that. And I guess we're going to just close all that together. And that's somehow the end. This is the bit where we're going to wrestle. Unless I did jump ahead there. Look, there you go, finished. Weird Al. There we go. Yes, there is definitely some manipulating that needs to go on here to make that all happen easily. Which is not easy to do when you're trying to show people how to do it. So it's going to end up like that, okay? It's going to... bear with me for a second. So close! So close! Why? What's different? What is the matter? Okay, there you go. Where's the handle? So there you have it. We didn't do this with Blaster, but we have done it with Twincast. So now you can't complain that I didn't show you how to turn it into a friggin' car, Kynan. And the great thing about this is, because he's got no shelf to go on yet, he can stay like this. Now it does show that you can clip his gun. You can have some weapon storage, some classic weapon storage like we used to from years ago, years gone by. So there's a groove in the gun, in the handle there, and there's a groove there, and you can clip that onto there and store the gun on the back like all good boomboxes should have. Yeah, so pretty cool. And yes, they do, as I said, he was a tape at the start, and he could go in there if he wanted to. So that's cool. Now, we're going to jump ahead just a tad. At least it's not as bad as that day that I showed you the desolation. So, upon purchasing Twincast, and because of my love of Headmasters, and because I knew it was possible, I started looking around. Oh, hang on, no, sorry. Soundwave exploded in a cloud of heads and arms and everything. Now, the first part of the Great Cassette Operation episode was Galvatron. This is weird, isn't it? I just realized Headmasters didn't address what happened to Megatron. I feel like there's some plot holes here. Anyway, it was Galvatron reformatting. Sorry, my brain is just ticking over now. They were talking about how Japan never got the movie, so they made Headmasters series based on the fact that there was no movie, but that wouldn't make any sense because they had Galvatron in it and not Megatron. There's a possibility that they ended up getting season 3 but not the movie, which would mean that Optimus Prime would have come back and there would still be a mystery of what happened to Megatron. I don't know, anyway, I'll have to figure that out for you. So it showed Galvatron rebuilding Soundwave. But apparently it's not that hard to kill Transformers in the TV world of TV, because you can just rebuild them. They die in the movie, they're gone. They die on TV, rebuild them. And in a classic weird reversal of Billy becoming Twincast, Soundwave became New Soundwave. Like, hey, the boss is back! Because all of Soundwave's tapes are mobsters. They're all Joe Pesci or something. So who do you think we're going to open next? This was a purchase that I made last week. Probably shouldn't have done it. It cost me like $100 with shipping from somewhere in Australia. And I will mention, it was New South Wales. Oh, by the way, go Matildas, apparently. Everyone loves the Matildas these days, don't they? Soccer. Semi-final. This Wednesday. That noise. Yeah! Don't shoot me, but I'm not a sport person. I couldn't care less. But it's nice to see the world getting behind some soccer and getting behind some female sport, you know, which has traditionally been a male sport. So, yeah, go Matildas. Here is Sound Blaster, who he was never referred to as in the Headmasters cartoon. He was New Soundwave. And the only reason that he exists at all as a toy, I mean, he's always been around. You've always been able to get a Sound Blaster when it's the same, you know, it's just life. Soundwave is always redecorated into Sound Blaster. They did it for the Fall of Cybertron line, and they did make him a character in his own right in Siege, which did create a dilemma for me because there's two versions of this guy kicking around. There's one that's got a mercenary symbol here with a much cleaner, you know, and it's just been rebuilt. If you Soundwave, if you Sound Blaster from the Headmasters cartoon, you want him to be like nice, shiny, straight off the line, whatever. But I wanted one with a Decepticon symbol, and I'm not going to buy another one just so I can get the mercenary symbol to make my Siege line more accurate just yet. But this is a first for Brews and Bots, because we've never opened a 35th anniversary Transformer. We do have one. I don't know if we've spoken about him, but the Earthrise Blue Streak was a 35th anniversary Transformer. And I do have two other 35th anniversary Transformers in there, not in the shelf, but in the room behind me, which is my lounge room, which are the cell animation versions of Megatron and Optimus. Which I think probably should just stay in their boxes. Unless someone goes crazy and starts releasing cell animation Transformers of everything, and then I am doomed and I probably have to rethink this whole shelf. So don't do it. There's a game called Transformers Devastation. There was a forum a while ago where they were asking what other Gamer Edition Transformers we might end up getting. And the whole point of that game, well not whole point, but that game is actually cel shaded to make it look like the original cartoon, which is one of the gimmicks of the game. So if they start releasing G1 cel shaded Gamer Edition Transformers, I'm in trouble. Anyway, that's digressing, but here is the 35th anniversary sub-line, which was there was not many things of. Like, I think it was literally like, there was a smoke screen. No, they love Blue Streak for some reason in this, because they released a Silver Streak that was blue. And for a minute I thought, what does he look like in the cartoon? And I was like, no, he's silver, it's fine, I'm okay. Because I didn't want to go through that again, trying to figure cast your minds back to Blue Streak, Silver Streak episode somewhere in season 1. But this is like he was a character in Siege, and he was neither good nor bad. And Double Dealer was he was a mercenary. Bugbite, who was a redeco, and probably a reteco of Bumblebee, who if I ever go completely crazy I might pick up, but it's like $80. And my Siege shelf is not the most important shelf to me at the moment. I don't know what is anymore, I've lost track. But here is new Soundwave, who is just a black Soundwave, and does not turn into a tape because he's from Siege. And he's also not brand new, as I said. But this is going to be the difference between a person who admits that something is not brand new and the way that they repackage something, as compared to someone who doesn't tell you the truth in China. I'm not racist. I'm not saying that it's because they're from China that's the problem. I'm just saying this is... the quality control of AliExpress doesn't seem to be quite the quality control of Amazon, in my opinion. Anyway, 35. Nice picture. And there is, yeah, the back of it. I have had oh man, and I do keep saying this, and I'm about to say it again, and I will say it again today, but this will probably be one of the last Transformers that I open that comes with a plastic tray and a plastic front. Don't disappoint me. They have not. Here are the instructions, and here's my document. You know, it's secondhand, and they've included the document! I love the care, whoever you are, I can't remember, somewhere from New South Wales. It came in a lovely box, packaged nicely, paper, everything. You guys do a great job, thank you very much. But yeah, there'll be no plastic clips to unclip. He will just come out easily. Lee. And yes, the only reason that I did it was because I picked up twin casts. See, these things all kind of usually end up relating to each other somehow. And what is the point of having a blue blaster if I don't have a black Soundwave? And now I do. And they can really go at it on the shelf somewhere. Except I don't know if they ever saw each other again. I guess they probably did. So yeah, everything's just black. Black gun instead of blue gun. Let's pull out Soundwave. I just say, let's compare him. Compare the pair, as we say. This guy, no, that's not true. This was just stolen from a place and then sold at Cash Converters. He was brand new. And it's kind of funny that they have the waist of a tape deck, but they transform into a weird alien Cybertronian ship. They did release a version of Soundwave that turns into the weird spying towers from the first episode of Transformers. What did I do with his gun? That's a question. So they both got the same gun, but Soundwave also came with a telescopic gun of some kind, like this, I'm assuming, and I don't know where it is. But this guy being a mercenary will probably end up with 2 guns, why not? And yeah, you can see they both have a dinged up tape window, and really that's the only difference. The heads are completely the same, I think. And I love a good Soundwave. And now I have, and first Sound Blaster, so it doesn't go to the Soundwave collection. Doesn't go to the Soundwave collection. This guy must have had some dust where he came from. But yeah, just dancing over that one for the coolness of it, and is dinged up, you know, because that's what the Siege guys were. They've got bits of paint missing on the legs and stuff. I was almost thinking that I'm going to need to try and track down a Soundwave. They re-released Soundwave in the Legacy line, I think. And traditionally when they re-release something that's not in Siege, they get rid of all the ding. I guess it's like bling, but different. Or the ding. I'll call it the ding from now on. It's like Trump. I like to call it the ding. But the Scuttlebutt has it that there's going to be a Studio Series Soundwave released next year. And that is going to be the Soundwave that ends up on that shelf. And this will then be a Siege Soundwave, and this guy will be on some strange Japanese shelf with his counterparts. And I never opened a Soundwave, so I should tell you that he does have a knee bend, you know, because that's the first thing that bends. He has a upper wrist swivel, nice and tight. He can do not much with his feet. They don't really move at all. Elbow bends, wrist does not swivel. And you have an up and a down and a, ooh. One of those guys, eh? fair bit of articulation. And you can look around, a bit of an up and down look. So, there you go. But yeah, really all I wanted to do was do that. And I failed miserably, because now Blaster is a tape player. So, Twincaster! Now Twincast is a tape player. So the rivalry will have to wait for another day, because we do have a little bit more to get through. But I gotta say, like, considering that I spent $160 on basically retechos, I'm still pretty happy with the result. It makes me happy. Because I love my Transformers. Gotta get the house fumigated soon. I'm terrified. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't want them to do this room. Everything will melt or fall apart. It'd be fucking terrible. I'd hate it. I'm not signing any disclaimers. You melt my shit, you pay for it. Alright, so we're gonna diverge slightly, but not really. Because one of the things that there's the instructions. Looking over there. Who knows where they're gonna be looking next year? We're gonna diverge slightly. One of the things that I've wanted to do is slowly try and get through the headmasters that I have that I purchased because I was trying to track down a brainstorm. Yeah, the story exists in the past, go and find it. But for no reason at all, but also one reason at all, I'm opening Chromedome today. And all will become clear. I ended up with Chromedome because when you buy things from Big W, they say it'll be random. You buy one, you play in the lottery. You buy four, got better chance of getting the one you want, which is what I did. I ended up getting Chromedome, Mindwipe, Hardhead, and Brainstorm. And Brainstorm was who I was after. So I'll have a quick look at the box. It's a reissue as well. It's not a reissue, it's a reboxing jus. Which means that it's like an old school box with a new school guy in it, but a head based on the TV series, which is why these guys ended up being worth it for me. And that is the toy deco, not the cartoon deco, and definitely not the IDW deco. But having said that, they based the Shattered Glass Chromedome on this head, and then they changed his colours a bit. So I thought, do I have a Shattered Glass Chromedome? No, I don't, because he's not the right colours. Oh yeah, picture the old headmaster's art. And you know, it's a blessing in disguise, or a robot in disguise, because we get to transform his vehicle mode. You know, so everyone wins, really. You know, old school instructions. Look at him, he's a bit trigger happy there, isn't he? Guns going everywhere. One happy little Autobot. Now, why did I choose Chromedome? There he is. And this is why I said this will be one of my last plastics. These plastics are dwindling. I do have a few of them sitting up there still, but we are getting slowly closer to a realm of no plastic. And yeah, blister packs do make it hard for things to come out. I just done snippy snip. Still not coming out. But here he is. Who is he? Maybe that's the better question. So here's the stupid. So because we're in Power of the Prime, we're jumping all over the place. Because we're in Power of the Primes. No, sorry, because we're in Titan Master's land, we do have a gun that a silly little man can ride in if he wants to, which is hollow, so you do end up with a sort of dumb gun. But, thank luckily, they've given us a decent gun as well, and I don't even know where it is. And then we've got our head. And he'll form the head. And I'm not quite as, I just saw the back of this guy's head, and I'm not quite as impressed with this guy's head as I am with Brainstorm's head, which is like a completely different head, because this head is quite similar. I think it's just a different paint job. But here's our guy. Stylor, a Nebulon in a suit that then turns into Chromedome's head. Or a tiny robot, if we're in Headmaster Land, that merges with a non-sentient machine to become Chromedome. Here is Titan's Return Chromedome. And I gotta tell you wouldn't want to have a color defect or anything, because there's not much difference in the colors of these guys. This is a slightly creamier, more custardy, delicious cream, but the brown, and a slightly chocolatier brown. I guess more of a Baker's Delight deco. I don't know, can you even tell? Are they different? Look at the chocolatey brown compared to the cow brown cow. How brown cow brown? The red, it's a more muted red. That is a richer, bloodier red. But this isn't, what's the point really? And then look at his head. Finally something worth looking at. So, see that head? Sleeker head, blue eyes. Look at that head. Chunky mouth guard and more blue eyes. And an actual different design on the ears. So pointier ears. And more straight upright ears. White and grey. Wheels. Different wheels. Reteco. Look at those big chunky things there compared to this intricate little things of silver. And the guns, these are red and these are that delicious chocolatey brown we talked about earlier. Now, why are we opening Chromedome today? Out of all of the guys that we could have opened, why are we opening Chromedome? And I will give you your answer. This is your answer. These guys are very close. There was a term that was invented by James Roberts when he wrote the More Than Meets the Eye comic, which is a brilliant comic and you should all go and watch it. No, you should watch the pages while you read it and turn them. Because otherwise, what are you doing? Why are you even there? A term coined by James Roberts called Conjura... Fuck, what is it? Endura Conjurix. Endura Conjurix? I'm sure that's it. I think I'm getting it wrong, but I don't think I am really. Endura Conjurix, which is a term for what would be a relationship between Transformers when there was no real sex of Transformers. In other words, what am I trying to say? For gay, fuck, I don't want to say gay and lesbian. For same-sex relationships. So there's been both females that have had Endura Conjurixes. One second, please. I'm getting it backwards. It's Conjex Endura. But come on. And so there's been females that have had relationships with each other, but this was the first of the Conjex Endura relationships. And it was one of the reasons that the More Than Meets the Eye comic appealed to so many people was because it was written with a very modern take on everything. Another pair of Conjex Endura, believe it or not, was Cyclonus and Tailgate. The stories were supportive of people's lifestyles, and I'm getting shivers talking about it. But yeah, it was a great run, and it wasn't just your normal. It's probably like the best Transformers run ever. Like removing Robots in Disguise, which was still fun. It was Shakespeare as opposed to Dan Brown. I don't know. Can you even compare those two? Probably not. So, Rewind was on the Lost Light with Chromedome. And Rewind was supposedly ancient and was someone that was actually like recording he was older than everyone. He'd been recording everything from the dawn of time. The relationship blossomed. They were just close friends. Because there's no sex in Transformers. There's no physical intercourse. So the love that people feel for each other is like more pure somehow. I don't know. You can't express it. You can only express it in your feeling for someone else, not how you would be in contact physically with them. Oh, this turned deep, didn't it? Anyway, I think Rewind was the only Transformer to ever utter the words "I love you," which he did to Chromedome on a recording that he made for him shortly before Rewind suffered a hideous fucking death. He got locked in a escape pod with Overlord, and Overlord ripped off his arms and legs and then bit off his head to stop him screaming. There you go, back to normal, people. But yeah, that's why we're opening Chromedome, because of his relationship with Rewind, who I opened today with Twincast. Having said all of that, now we get to transform him and figure out how this all works. And I don't think it's going to be that hard. I don't think we're going to need the instructions. Thing is, when they're a car, you can kind of just malleably figure out how they work. So I would say the first thing that happens is these arms will come out to release other sections of the car. Alright, so that is correct. You can see that these are going to become legs. So you would fold out the back section, and these will, because of the way that you can see that the back legs here, the window folds down, you would assume that they too fold down. And then when you separate the legs, no, that's not going to work. So first of all, these will have to come down, or out. Ah, the old classic. It's great that this engineering was around. No, what am I talking about? This is not an old Transformer. That's exactly how things used to work. Feet out, separate, here, floppy. Oh, very floppy in there. See, which is weird for a brand new Transformer to be that floppy, but they are floppy. Doing the splits. This section folds down to create the front, which means that then the legs must spin around because now we have front and back legs, or front of robot, back of legs. Now this is going to, because you look, this is still the same way around, which means for it to become the back, it has to fold down and spin. See, logic. It's all just logic. Oh, man. Brain against brute strength. This is literally just going to be like a really tightly pegged in section, is my guess. Ah, see? Yep. Fold it down, spin it around. Oh, you don't have to spin it around, sorry, it just folds down. Of course it does, because that's the way it goes. And there you have it. Fold out the arms. And a fairly basic transformation that doesn't really require the instructions. These floppy legs are annoying though. But I guess the weight of the figure does mean that that's not really too much of a problem. Unless you wanted to do that, and then he's doing that. Then we take our cartoon accurate head. This is always a little bit hard. You've got these clips here. You've got this clip here. There we go. Wow. And then it pops off again. Ah, there you go. I hadn't plugged the legs into the back of the head properly. And there is not many sentences you'll be able to use in the world where you can say that. Yeah, no good if you want him to lean backwards, but if you want him to be evenly balanced, he's not so bad. Ah, and of course, hands. All good robots need hands. When you see someone in trouble, don't look the other way. Step right in and say, would you like some hands? That's not how it goes, but... awkward situation. Can't believe I actually gave this guy both his guns, because his guns are so stupid, especially the stupid big red gun of doom. I'm not doing that again. I don't know where I'm putting it, but it ain't going there. I've got a box here, I'll put it in. That'll work. So here we have two different Chromedomes. A lot more basic, you know, with it even, is it a different molded front? No, there's just different silver painted sections. So this, you've got the longer section painted there, and then this you've got the inner section painted. And the waist, we've got silver here and no silver here. Quite different colours on the legs. I mean, you can notice it now, I guess, on the camera. Like, that is quite different. It doesn't look so different to my eye, but my eye is a bit special. And there you have it. We have a shelf swap and have reunited. Which we also did with Cyclonus and Tailgate. I don't know if I talked about that or not. But we've reunited another Convex Endura. And that's probably the way the world should be. What do we got here? Nothing going on. Nothing. The knee bends. I'm doing it on him because he'll fall apart. Swivel at the upper thigh. There is a wrist bend. There is an elbow bend. The hands do not turn because they fold in and out, and so they can't. And the head looks around all over the place because it comes off. And that's Chromedome. And it's quite special to, you know, to me for a few seconds to go back to the James Roberts idea of Endura, with those words, Convex Endura, to open a couple of them on the same day. Like, that's a momentous occasion. Fuck the indictment. Wav. Twoo wav. Where is he? Wav. Twoo wav. He's dead. Doesn't matter. Only in the comic though. Alright, last but not least, because we have to finish on a high, don't we? And because we've been sort of like rushing through with that very little history, why not finish with the least history of all, with something from Transformers Armada? Because let's face it, I'm a G1 guy, and I've watched the movies copious amounts of times, and I've even watched Prime quite a bit. But as far as Armada goes, and that whole trilogy, Armada, Energon, and Cybertron, I mean, they were good, there were some cool characters, but they don't matter to me really at all. And I wish they did, and maybe they will. Because they are going to be spending a bit of time, I think, in that realm. I tried watching Armada again recently. I started watching it. It's weird. Optimus Prime refers to them as men. Come on, men! It's the first series that was actually made in conjunction with Japan. So like every transformation is like a sequence. Like Dragon Ball Z when they're like fighting and go in the background. And every transformation, you see the transformation happen, and it's not just it's actually like like literally like that. So, it comes as no surprise that eventually they would have wanted to release some Transformers Armada figures. We did open a Starscream a while ago. He's still in jet form, he's over there somewhere. There was a prototype that was released a few years ago, and everyone lost their minds, of Armada Optimus Prime. Now the whole thing with Armada was that they had minicons that would join with them to make them better, slightly. But for some reason, and it's like, it's real mecha shit, you know? Like, look at this. Optimus Prime has never looked like that. Oh, by the way, we're opening... Ta-da! Spoiler! Here is Legacy Evolution Commander Class Armada Optimus Prime. Now this figure is cool. He looks interesting as that's his super mode. That's not what he actually looks like in the show until he goes into super mode land. Legacy Evolution. There is a weird picture. I've never even looked at that. I got this yesterday. I pre-ordered this when it was 140 bucks. It's kicking around on Amazon now for 170. That's basically where it ended up sitting for most of the time. And this, along with Snarl, who is over there, over there in their lounge room, I was told we're both going to be pushed back to the end of the month. And then I had some money taken out of my account, and I got told they were arriving imminently. So I didn't get a chance to change my mind, and I was thinking about changing my mind with Snarl just from a financial point of view. But for some reason, I only got charged $89 for this, which is the American price in US dollars. So I don't know if they've done that because they kind of screwed me around and said, oh, it's not coming. Oh, yes, it is. By the way, we hope you can eat this week. But $90 for this, I'm very happy with that. Anyway, that's the story of this. So that's what he looks like. That's what he turns into with all of his bits and pieces. This guy doesn't actually seem that hard, so hopefully we will end up with an Optimus Prime Super Mode before the day is out. I also really like the size of the box. Ooh, it's like the same. It's not quite as wide. Look at that truck. I feel like when I open this, he's going to be in truck mode. Let's have a tequila, shall we? Because we're going to have to do a little bit of transforming. And we are imminently getting to the point where I'm going to have to leave soon. In like an hour and a half I have to go. Or a bit more maybe. But I also need to be a bit prepared for this. So here's to my second Armada figure. And I mean, I think I've really only had Starscream before this. So first Optimus Prime from Transformers Armada from the Unicron trilogy. And I think this will be fun. I did want to save him for Indictment Day, even though it has nothing to do with Indictment really. Although Armada, Rico Indictment, Armada, Sprawling, Rico Indictment, Sprawling. I guess so. I can feel a truck coming on. So here is a very thick manual. How many steps? How many steps? 22 steps from trailer to base. They turn the trailer into a base and then into a super mode. I don't care about bases like for things displaying. Oh, it's not what we're here for. What is going on here? No, it looks like we're turning into a base first. They did mention that this piece falls off constantly. I say they, Prime versus Prime. It's sort of interesting that it actually comes separate. He didn't say that. I guess if you unbox, you would realize that. Oh man, this is going to be slightly more complicated, I think, than I would like it to be right now. There's a giant gun. And here is a sleeping giant. And there's a lot of packaging. I don't know if there's anything extra in here. It doesn't look like there is. And no plastic ties holding it down. Just cardboard friction of doom, I think. Oh man. That's a chunky trailer. And that is a chunky truck. I remember playing the game. Well, I didn't play. Oh, I did for a few seconds. And I was like, how weird is this that this is Optimus? Sorry, I should show you. This is Optimus as this long, weird, flat truck driving over hills. You know, it's not like a... I mean, these days you'd easily be able to have an Optimus truck mode driving over hills like Rise of the Beast. Alright, well this is what we've got in the box, people. We've got this truck. We've got this trailer. So the first thing that happens is that these fold out. So these front sections here fold out, and then you do this and that and blah blah. There you go, see? And then that, and then down like that. Okay, so there's that. Then I guess the next thing that happens, yeah, so this section here, the front grille folds out, down, and like that. And there's a head. So we're winning so far. I think the next thing that will happen is the arms will fold down or out somehow, like that. That doesn't look quite right to me. Ah, okay, so instead of just straight down, they kind of like pivot down. So that will then fold down like that, and then that will fold down like that. Arms. Look, it's our friend Optimus. And then you got some fairly basic leg action thing happening here. You'll see the hands. These are like the super mode hands. So separate the legs. I guess that'll fold down so that these can fold out. Sorry, the wheels will fold down. That'll fold down so that these will fold out. Does that give us a bit more movement? I don't know. Where are the feet? Let's fold the hands out and just see. No, maybe I've done this too early. Maybe this needs to. What have I done? What a nightmare. Why did I have that tequila? Fucking hell. All right, fine. We're going to the instructions. I've already done some of it. All right. Step 1, fold those things out. Yes. Arms are folded down. We got that far. Arms fold down. We're good. The legs is where we ran into problems. So, fold the wheels down. We got that right. Skirt out. We were getting there. And then we somehow unfold the whole leg. Do we? Yeah, they love like doing a whole move the whole body thing. Why not just tell you the bit you move, not the whole bit you don't move? So yeah, fold these up. And there's a foot that'll come out with a hand as well, which is fucking terrifying. No, come on, there has to be a foot. Just a foot. Down, foot. Is that it? Like there's no... Well, I guess you get that and a bit of that. Man. So you can move his legs like that? It was like some kind of Roman Spartacus soldier. Good ratchet at the front there, I guess. Oh man, no knee bend. What the fuck? Everyone raves about this thing. Ugh. Are we happy with that? I guess we are. Just put his skirt back down. We don't want to... Why not? I mean, I guess so. So there's your Armada Optimus Prime, who is basically Voyager class with his giant friggin' gun. So you look, the hands aren't even spun around. I forgot that. Alright, let's get the hands facing the right way. So there you go. There is Armada Optimus Prime, who I guess is like not even... I mean, he's leader class, so he doesn't fall into any other category. Let's put him back next to Tarn here for a second. So you wouldn't say that's a Voyager, really. I mean, it sort of is. I don't know, I would have thought you'd hide the legs somehow instead of having them just there. Bit strange. Now I think we're doomed. Duh. Why do I have to turn into a base before I turn into a guy? I mean, look at that. This reminds me of the old Micromaster truck. I never had this toy because I wasn't into Transformers. I was having a hiatus. A lifelong hiatus. Alright, let's turn Optimus into his super mode thing. So the first thing it says to do is fold up this again and fold the legs back in. I mean, have I even done... I didn't even do anything, did I? What's he got? Nothing. His wrist swivel. He bends at the elbow. Twists at the upper bow. He's got a fairly, you know, those things. His shoulders swivel. His head can look around, or up and down really, and a bit to the side. Yeah. Armada Optimus Prime, come on. Why am I rushing this? I don't know, because I am. These fold up again, and his legs fold back in. And I guess that is, his hands keep trying to escape. See, he's got hands in the back of his legs. It's a nightmare. They don't even fold back down normally. Come on, what's going on here? Ugh, rage. Moments of rage. There you go. Don't bring the foot with it. Don't bring the front of the foot with it, is the moral of the story. Fold up the toes and then fold that back down. There you go. Happiness. Good if I remember what side I was supposed to be on. So we'll get the hands out eventually. Ah, there we go. That folds up. And then the hands. Ah, there we go. So now we've got hands folded out. And we'll do the same on the other side. Fold this up around there, and then the hand will fold that way. And then we will be able to fold this up and fill in the back section, I think. Ah, there we go. Like that. Now we have the freaky hands of in the animation. The same thing happened. Like, just like hands came out of the feet. Strange. Alright, so if they're the hands, oh yeah, I guess that'll fold up that way. That'll fold up that way as well. But where's the head is the real question. See, these will be the arms. So there has to be a head somewhere. Ah, there we go. So you fold that around. Like that. And now we've got a head. Which would make sense, I guess, being near the arms. There we go. Fold that down. Fold that down. He's got these wings on the side of his head. They must fold out. Which they do. And then what do we do with this stuff here? It folds up like that, I guess. Ah, there's a tab. So okay, so see that hole there? There is a tab on that arm. So it must turn around and tab in somehow. It hasn't tabbed in yet. It must tab in that way somehow. How do we get it to be at the same level as the hole? Yeah, there we go. So that one's tabbed in now. We just have to do the same thing. There we go. Bam. Tabbed in. Tabbed in. And I guess this then becomes, these are the arms. Look at that, a body. An Optimus body. Super mode. Alright, so we've done that. They look a bit weird. They probably fold in that way, do they? There we go. Alright, this thing. We're gonna have to turn it into a... Alright, so let's pull that out. Pull that out. Oh, that comes off. I guess that's supposed to happen. Does it go back on? Oh, whatever. They look like knees, I think. Are they knees? Alright, so... Oh. So that they untab and unplug and fold down. They look like they plug back in together somehow. I don't know, do they? Oh yeah. I think we're doing something with this. That turns around, I guess. Oh, yeah, because that folds down. Something doesn't look right there though. That can't be like that, can it? There's a stupid base thing. You saw that photo, didn't you? Did we look on the back? I can't remember now. I don't even want to make the base. Let's just figure out the legs. So, they're knees. Which means that somehow that has to be... Ah! There you go. There's a leg. And then I guess that's the back. And that like that. Nah, that works. And fold it down. Does that go there? It's like a leg, sort of. Same thing on the other side. Fold that around. Oh, hang on, no, wait. We need that. And then you fold that around. Like that, I guess. And that goes up there. And then... Oh, why is that? Oh, there you go. And the foot out. Oh, foot. Yeah, there we go. Legs. Oh, legs. Now what's going on here? Ah, it's funny. This is like in the scene. This is where Metroplex is transforming, and now I'm transforming this giant guy. That looks like a front, so it must turn around. Yeah, does it go down? Ah, that almost looks like it might be it. And you just put the body on the thing. Legs, leg trailer. We've got these grey peg things here, and there's these things on the side that look like, do they, I thought they would somehow activate. Oh, that lifts up. So now can we, there you go. Because you've got to have something to release it always, is usually how it works. So now we take our guy, our top guy, do we just plug it in like that? And then you've got this thing here that I guess somehow clips in there, maybe? Is that it? There you go. Super mode! His arms are wrong. Oh, that one's around the wrong way. There you go. Where's the gun? Giant Optimus gun. There you go, there's a guy. That's cool. Where's his head? Look down, buddy. There. Come on, down, I say. Yeah, that's an Armada, I guess. That's an Armada guy. How does he work in super mode form? He's got a... I'll show you that one because it's easy to see. A hand swivel, a hand wrist swivel of doom. Got ratchets everywhere. Ratchets for days, really. Like ratchets in the elbow. You can elbow ratchet out, ratchet on. Like it's all ratchet. He's ratchety as. That doesn't look right, does it? I feel like that... No, that can't be right. Hang on. Ah, there we go. Roman skirts all the way. That looks better. That is fucking cool, I gotta say. Like that's the thing about the Japanese, I shouldn't say that. They love their combining robots. They love their add-ons and their super modes and all that kind of stuff. And that was one thing about, like it was the whole gimmick of the Energon, Cybertron, Armada thing. You know, Armada, you had robots that gave people power link. They just released a hotshot power link. That's what I'm saying. It's an anticlimax, but I think I have to open one more robot tonight. You got the touch. Something doesn't look right on the front there, does it? Maybe it does. And someone said there was a matrix or something. Maybe you can't access it in super mode. Maybe it's like buried in the arse end of it somewhere. Ah. Why would that come off? Man, oh, I hope they make a Jetfire. I love Jetfire from Armada. And he made it all the way through. I don't know if it was in Energon, I can't remember, but he was definitely in Cybertron. And he was cool, like he was a old school seaplane kind of looking thing, like a B-52, which is not a seaplane. But he used to join Power Links or whatever it was called with Optimus. So that would be fucking awesome. Like I would be very impressed if that happened, I think. That is cool, I gotta say, but we're opening Hotshot because we need to finish this off in the Armada style. I'll probably have to buy Armada Megatron now as well because I've got Armada Starscream. I mean, Hotshot is kind of like the crossover between Bumblebee and... Oh, I'll tell you in a minute. Anyway, that's cool. His knees don't bend, do they? Oh, they do, but they're fucking tight. Ugh. That's cool. He looks cool. He is fun. What a guy. What a guy. He's a real ace rimmer, this guy. I am happy with that. I paid $89 for this, believe it or not. I'm not sure if I was supposed to. It was $179 when I first bought it. Then it went down to $139. And then by the time I got it, it was $89. And I have no fucking idea why. But that is fucking cool. That is $89 worth of bot right there. Considering that some of these Transformers on this shelf here, it's like, I mean, I paid more for him. No offense, Astro Train, but he costs more. I don't know, sometimes I guess the world is good to you. I probably should go watch Transformers Armada now. Woo, happy. Alright, so let's finish this now on probably a bit of a down note, really. With Transformers Legacy Evolution Hotshot. Should have done this the other way around, shouldn't I? I didn't think I was going to have time to do this. So Hotshot is, as I was saying, a combination of Hot Rod and Bumblebee, basically. He's like the young, naive robot who thinks he's all that. See, Bumblebee never used to think he was all that. He was almost like a bit of a weird, angsty kind of fellow, really. But Hotshot, obviously, I mean Hot Rod, it was obviously quite the hot rodness of the world. And here we have him. A Legacy Evolution, one of the last, well, second last, third last, I don't even say what I'm saying. We're coming to the end of Legacy Evolution. We're coming up to Transformers Legacy Uni. Because no one knows what it means, but I reckon it's going to be United. No, actually, do I? No, I think it's going to be Universe. Because Universe was a 2003 line, and it sort of almost makes sense, because Legacy evolved, but Uni really brings in all the players. Sorry, before I open this, here's the first. I mean, if I count my Optimuses, fucking hell. We've got Earthrise, Masterpiece, three full of Cybertrons, or Cybertron War people, 2 Bayverse, plus a third tiny one, Bumblebee, Prime, and my original Optimus, which is 11. And that Armada one makes it 12. And a Combiner Wars, which would be 13. Fucking hell. Too many Transformers. Is it even possible? Who knows? Speaking of which, Optimus is dying right now. Alright, this is our last guy, so let's have a shot. Our last guy of the evening. And I'm only opening this because he's an Armada guy. And I will have 4 Armada Transformers once I open him, even though 2 of them are both Armada Starscream. So here's to Rings of Power, hoping it will be great, and the Georgia Indictment. I'm not saying here's to the Georgia Indictment, I'm just saying let's hope it sticks, and let's hope justice is done, really, is what I'm saying. So cheers to that. It looks like he's got freckles. Does he have freckles? And it looks like his eyes like mine. Interesting looking fellow. He's hot shot. He is a hot shot. He's a car. He should be easy to transform. Piece of paper. Ooh. Ah. That's cool. He does come with these weird binocular-y things. I just saw it because of the picture. He's wearing them. Slight excitement here, being my... I mean, I had an Armada Starscream back in the Thrilling 30 days, and now I have another one. I'd never had an Armada Optimus, so that was very exciting. And now I have an Armada Hotshot. And hopefully, I remember saying this many moons ago, but have I got enough castle? I think I can extend my castle to the Unicron trilogy. Is he mistransformed in the box? I feel like he might be. Too much guff going on in his behind him. Oh, that's supposed to be over his shoulders. Is that how it was? Did I just get ahead of myself? Where's your gun? You must have a gun. Ah, here we go. Ah, that does look a bit familiar. That kind of silly double-barreled nonsense. They did release a version of this guy with his Minicon partner, who was Jolt, I think, a helicopter, and a different deco. I mean, I have been crazy before. Who knows? Who knows what will come of that? I don't think... Don't even say it. Don't even say it, Matthew. Don't even say it. Stop it. Surely after that whole Armada Optimus Prime, we should be able to turn this guy into a car. I mean, there's a door, there's a whole side of the car right there. And then you've got a there's that. So now you have to really just put it all together. Let's get rid of this gun thing. So there's no hand folding this. So they probably end up just down by his sides, possibly. Nothing to tab in there. We already know these shoulder pads move fairly extensively. Oh, okay, so I'm guessing that ends up being his back end. Where does his head go is the question. Oh, so that folds up. And then we can put his head down like that. Ah, look at that, that's cool. Okay, excited, sorry. Okay, so yeah, you can tab that in there. These end sections here will become the back of the car like that. Yep. Alright, what next? How do we do this? So we already know that this is the side of a car. But it would be upside down if it was like that. So we probably have to rotate the waist, is my guess. Let's see what happens. Yep. Okay, arms back down. Arms back down. There you go. Starting with a car there. But we do have, you'll notice, a tab there. So is there somewhere to tab in to this arm? Is that a thing? There's plenty of holes there where it probably can tab in. So I'm guessing that one of those, so the arm probably ends up around that way. So now we have to figure out what to do with this bonnet. So as the bonnet already, we figured it out that it already folds over that way and rotates around. And there you go, there's the top of a car. See? Same deal. We've got a whole bunch of tabs here, they're all tabbed together, hopefully. And the front one as well. Come on. Come on, get in there. And then I guess the front feet just hopefully, oh there you go, fold around the front. Alright, something's gone wrong here. Ah, see those? Those legs fold in. Which probably has to happen before we do all of that. Alright, ready? Let's reduce the car length in total, shall we? Yeah, like that. See? And then this one we'll do the same. And now we have a normal length car, we just have to lock it all in. See? Basically done. Come on car. Oh, we haven't made that tab in though, have we really? Come on, there we go, done. That was easy. Oh man, look at that. I mean, it does say 8 plus on the box, so there you go. That is a car. A Transformers Armada hot rod. Man, I'm so on fire when I open another one. Can it end like this? Let's just make Transformers until we die, shall we? What else have we got over there? Cog it. Let's open another Transformer. Let's do Needlenose. Needlenose was a Transformer that was originally in the comics, so you now have to rush. Blah, 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 blah. Let's open it. Open the fun Transformer. Very fun. He was a Transformer that was originally in the comics, and he was a Target Master, was he? I think. Yes, because look, he has two little guys that turn into guns that are his guns, which actually look like guns as opposed to the Target Masters of yore, which do not. He was in the IDW comics, he was in the Marvel comics as well, but I mean, I can't quite remember what his story was in the Marvel comics, but one thing that I do know about him in the IDW comics is that back when he and his mate Horrible, they'd come back to Cybertron after the call out for all of the other Cybertronians, and it was killer, to come back. So it was like all Decepticons and Autobots there at the same time. They weren't really all that happy that there was just a whole bunch of Autobots and Decepticons there at the same time. But all the Decepticons, they could only come back if they had bombs planted in their heads, which is sort of harsh when you think about it. And that meant that they had to behave, and Horrible did not behave, and his head did explode. So, Needlenose, who was a Transformers Evolution character, lost his friend. What a sad story. There he is. He looks cool. I just want to open Transformers now. It's like a weird addiction. Transform the Transformers, it's so fun! I could do this all night. I've just gained a new love for Transformers, actually transforming them. And not reading the stupid fucking instructions and having like an aha moment. You know, aha moments, they're all very worthwhile. Most of the time the instructions are just frustrating bullshit. Here we go. Needlenose. Look at him. He looks cool. Look at the time now. 15 minutes. We've got 15 minutes before the end of the playlist to transform this guy into a robot. And here is his little spiderweb package of doom. Ooh, look, a tail fin. Whoa-ee-oh, tail fin. Oh-ee-oh, tail fin. Here's a little guy within. Is he a gun? Is this the hardest bit, turning him into a gun? Sunbeam and Zigzag, I think are their names. Is that right? Zigzag and Sunbeam. Yes, Sunbeam's a strange name for a Decepticon target master, I have to say. But he looks like a Sunbeam, doesn't he? So I'm assuming that this part... Okay, so there you go. So that'll click in there. You got two sections. Here is Zigzag. He has a section there and a section there, and they will go... And there will be a gun. And then you got Sunraysia here, 100% natural prune juice. Who will probably, they will clip on there. Oh man, paint for days. Whoa. There you go. That is tight. There's a lot of paint. And there you go. And then you got this fin, which I'm assuming is for him. So here we have Needlenose. Look at that lovely shiny wing action there. That is fucking cool. Very shiny and nice. See, I'm gaining a new love for the cleverness of it all. There's some tabs, and you just tab it in like that. They click in not that satisfyingly, but... And he's pretty basic. Like, he's missing the back of his legs. He's got a angular foot, which I'm assuming is so that he can put his foot in his leg. His wrists do swivel, his arm doth bend, his elbow doth move in all directions. Katie would be proud of me for that very lame rhyme. I have nothing to compare him to. I'm going to drink this tequila though. My god. Alright. He reminds me back in the days of Thunderwing. Very, very basic, I think. How many steps? 14. Yeah. I like to stand him on the box because that's what we do. Look at that. Can we do something about that? Ah, there you go. No, that's ridiculous. Mashed potatoes could be your friends. I guess that's the way it goes. I don't think it's going to be very hard to transform. He feels very basic as far as the transformation would go. So let's see if that is true. So you already know that that's going to end up like that. So what do we do with his legs? His wings do fold back. And there is some movement here. Oh, I don't know why. I mean, we already figured out, I think, that the feet will fold up. Will they? Maybe they won't. Maybe I've bitten off more than I could chew, being all excited and pissed. I actually may have. What am I thinking? 14 steps, come on, figure it out. We need to figure out a way to get his legs do rotate, so how do we make room for that? Alright, he's basic. Let's look at the instructions. Fuck. I haven't even opened his instructions. Look, there they are. There he is. Step 1, don't have guns. Step 1, rotate arms. Done. Step 2, fold arms up like this. Check. Step 2, fold his front down. Like that. Step 2, fold his 8, 9. Step 2, fold his head down. And I guess we fold that back. And then his arms fold in. Up and around like that. That seems lame. That can't be right, can it? There is a joint here, but is that for his front? We are doomed, I think. We're actually doomed. Why did I do this? Why did I start this? It's saying to somehow fold the arms. Oh. Like, why would you do that when you just unfold them again? That doesn't make any sense, does it? Why would they fold out? Oh. Why did I bite off more than I could chew here? So easy. Come on. There we go. Look, that works. Alright, that's what we're doing. Somehow the legs fold out like that. Come on, the touch. Is that it? That's ridiculous. What are you supposed to do with the fucking legs? It can't be that. It can't be. As much as I want it to be right now, it just literally can't be. Can it? No, somehow this is the other way around. See, there's a lot more grey action. We're supposed to end up seeing grey, not blue, but I don't know what the answer is here. Man, I've stopped talking, I've stopped everything. Maybe this is... Maybe I have to own up to my own enthusiasm here. I can't do it. We have to get there. Come on. We just have to figure out where the legs are supposed to be. And I swear they're supposed to be inside here. Sometimes you have to admit defeat. And I'm admitting defeat right now. The arms are wrong, I guess.
So close, no matter how far.
See, if that's it, then that's fucking shit. Can't be. That can't be right. See? No, that's not it, is it? We're doomed. Is that right? It can't be. Can it? No, shut up. We're nearly there. I think. Are we? Fuck. I give up. I'm supposed to be moshing, goddammit. No, can't end like this. Can't end like this. Where's the remote? Stop it. No. Alright, come on. We might be moshing the wrong song, but we're not fucking ending it like this. So the first thing we did wrong, the arms are in the wrong place, I think. Okay, so there's a tab there. So that must be right. So we're doing that. Alright, like that. We fold these arms upwards, like this. So now we just fold the legs out like that. We turn these legs in 90 degrees, like that. Then we fold them out. Ugh, doesn't fold like that. I mean, it can't. Okay, no. Okay, like that. How do I fold this arm into this fucking leg? Ugh, come on. So I figured it out. I'm an idiot. When I was supposed to be folding the head down, there's a section here that folds up. And then that folds up. And then they fold in like that. And then the rest is fucking history, mate. History, I say. I mean, I still would have thought that these holes would somehow be involved with these tabs, but they're not. And I would have thought that you'd be able to, well, you can, close these legs over to get a bit more of a snug jet tail, which doesn't tab in any way, but yes, all of those noises that you're hearing are justified, and that is fucking ridiculous. And there is Needlenose in jet form. We add his tail. He is quite the Needlenose, I gotta say. Very much the Needlenose. But I am still yet to figure out how you actually plug this guy in. The instructions tell you that. Apparently he hangs out the arse somehow. I'm not even going there. Because I cannot see... Oh, he does have a handle. Oh man. Too much paint. Man, things are falling off. This is ridiculous. Does this move? No. Fuck it. Too much paint guy can fuck himself. Fuck off. He can't fuck himself. I'm sorry. It's a family show. I'm sorry. Alright, so here we are. With a very needly nose and a very red face. Let's march to a different song. Existence ripped away! Instruments of destruction! Tools of power play! Existence ripped away! Man, one thing that I should realise about this soundtrack is that you can mosh to any of the songs, really, can't you? And that is the end of this Booze and Butts. And they're cheering. Good night, my friends.